Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my most worthless purchases I have made. And I'm talking about this now because I haven't really made a video on this before and I think it's sort of interesting. So yeah, and by worthless, I mean not entirely worthless most of the time. Like I've gotten some use out of some of this stuff and gear that I have, but yeah, I'm just going to be going off of how much I expected and how little I got in return and how little I've been using it since then. And honestly, the biggest example of this is the Minilog XD. And it's kind of unfortunate for me to say that, but especially now that I have a new synth, which I'm not going to make a video on yet, but I'm going to make a first impressions video on it someday. I really enjoy that newer synth that I have a lot more than I ever really enjoyed the Minilog XD, even when I got it new. I don't know, it just wasn't super exciting, especially when it came to the presets. Now, I know presets on an actual hardware synth are like, that's not what you're getting it for. You're getting it like for twisting knobs, you're getting it for adjusting presets, and I have done a decent amount of that on that synth, but again, like, I don't know, there's just not as much versatility with the presets and adjusting them as much as I would want that I am getting with this newer synth that I haven't, again, I'll make a video on it someday, but right now I'm still using it a lot and trying to get used to it and adjust some things, just know my way around it. So yeah, again, overall, that is probably the biggest worthless thing I have, and it's not even worthless. It's pretty damn, it's worth quite a lot, but of just how worthless it is to me and how little I've actually used it, because I haven't used it a ton. I've used it like occasionally here and there, and I will plan to use it maybe a bit more even with that newer synth that I have, but still, again, I've just not used it as much as I would have hoped for, especially considering how much I paid for it, which is around 600 bucks. So it's pretty decently pricey. So yeah, again, overall, it's fine. It gets the job done. And for ambient stuff with like presets, it seems to be pretty good. It has a lot of pads and stuff. But just for the type of music that I want to make, which is more like aggressive electronic music, it's just not really for me. I make ambient music like here and there. Like I would like to think I'm decently versatile, even though I'm not. But again, just generally, it's just not in my wheelhouse entirely with the presets. Even if I adjust them again, it's a little hit or miss. So it's not like one of those things where you can always get good results like I kind of am getting on this newer synth that I have. So yeah, I know I've rambled on and on about this one thing. Another few products I actually want to talk about is a lot of the different mice I've gotten in the past that I'm just not using anymore. Like basically almost everything before the Death Adder version 3 that I still have kept, I don't use at all. And probably the biggest waste of money, at least, like a complete waste of money, not like, I'm using it here and there. It costed a lot, but I just didn't really get that much mileage out of it. No, I really didn't get like almost any mileage out of it at all, except for like maybe 1 or 2 months, and that was it. I mean, again, with the Minilog XD, at least I'm still using it here and there, but with these mice, I'm not using them at all. I would have to say the Ninjutsu Sora, and I made a video saying that, oh, the sensor issues are fixed, but they weren't on my copy, on that red Ninjutsu Sora copy, where they promised that they fixed the sensor issues. I was still having sensor skipping issues, which sucks. It really, really sucks, especially when you're spending like $100 plus on a mouse and you expect it to at least work properly and not have like the same sensor stuttering issues that mice that are like $3 have. Like, again, huge waste of money. And I just immediately went over to like a Death Adder version 3. And even though I'm not using that mouse anymore and I'm mainly switched over to the Viper version 3 now, I still do like the Death Adder version 3, even though the shape is a little too bulbous for me, because the clicks actually feel a lot better than even the Viper version 3 that I have right now. I just feel like they just feel a little bit crispier to me personally. I know crispier is a really stupid general term, but I don't know. There's not a whole lot of terms to describe how a click feels, to be honest. And yeah, besides that, that's kind of it. I maybe like an audio interface as well. Like I got the Focusrite Scarlett Solo, and while again it wasn't like the biggest waste of money ever, it still kind of was a waste of money considering that I kind of switched over to an audio interface, like a different one, 2 years after, and that's the Audient Evo 8. And I'm actually using that right now for the synth that I have. And even though it does have a few bugs, like I'm pretty sure input 4 just doesn't work anymore. Like I tried plugging my stuff in the input 4 and it just doesn't work. So yeah, I don't know what that's about, but even then, at least input 1 and 2 work perfectly fine. And yeah, overall, it's a little buggy, but at least it still works properly. But again, I don't use the Focusrite Scarlett Solo basically at all. Like it's fine enough. It gets the job done if you have like only one mic and that's all you need. But still, again, it's just not something that I personally want, especially as I get more into music gear and as I have to plug a lot more things into an audio interface. It's just not enough. So yeah, again, that's probably one of the oldest like wasted purchases I made, which again wasn't even that wasteful of a purchase because I got some mileage out of it before I started getting more music gear, besides just a microphone. However, the biggest waste of money that I've made recently, like I'm talking like a few months ago, that was entirely my fault. Like I broke the device entirely on my own accord, and I didn't mean to, of course, but still, I did it. Was the LG V30 that I got, like a refurbished one. It was like 80 bucks, and I wasted that. It just was for nothing because I broke the SD card slot, or not the SD card, the micro SD card slot, the SIM card slot, whatever you want to call it, that little tray. I broke that. And now it doesn't work properly anymore. I can't put an SD card into it, which sucks because that's the entire reason I got the phone in the first place. And yeah, it just sucks that I can't really use it as I intended to anymore. It's again a complete waste now of 80 bucks because I broke the SD card slot trying to remove the SD card slot. And lesson learned, do not be super forceful with the SIM card removal tray. It will bite you in the ass if you are too heavy-handed with that SIM ejector tool. But besides that, again, not much else I really have to report on, honestly, in terms of like wasted money for products that I bought. Again, it's just mostly mice, but there's like a few products here and there. Like again, that synth I'm not getting as much mileage out of that I would have liked to. Again, I return to it from time to time, and I might start using it a little bit more, especially for like ambient music if I ever want to delve like heavily into that in the future. But again, for right now, it's just kind of, it's good. It's a good synth. Like it gets the job done for like ambient music and stuff like that, but it's just not as versatile, especially with like the presets as I would have wanted it to be. And again, I know that presets are like a jumping off point. You start to customize everything. But again, even though I've customized like a decent amount of stuff, I've saved a lot of customizations that I've made for like particular presets, it's still just, I don't know, it's just not super versatile for me personally, especially for like more aggressive types of music. So yeah, that is basically going to be it, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.